This is not an English level test. However, if you know the expressions I'll be sharing in today's video, you're definitely not a beginner. On the other hand, if you realize you've never heard these phrases before, don't panic, because by the end of the video, you will have learned 10 super simple, common, and useful English expressions that will help you sound more natural when speaking English. So, without further ado, let's get down to business. Oops, by the way, I'm teacher Cosette, and this is Break the English Ice. So for each expression, I'm going to start giving you some examples so that you can see it in context. If you realize you don't know the meaning, try to get it from the context. Feel free to pause the video if you need some time. And after the examples, I'm going to give you the definition. So let's start with the first phrase and the examples. If we want to solve this complex problem, we need to think out of the box and explore unconventional solutions. The company encourages its employees to think outside of the box and come up with innovative ideas. Sometimes, thinking out of the box can lead to unexpected and groundbreaking discoveries. The expression think out of the box or think outside of the box means to explore new ideas that are creative and unusual. In other words, to find new or innovative ways of doing things and solving problems. The next one is a phrasal verb. Don't judge me, I'm obsessed with phrasal verbs. You can go and watch my previous video on phrasal verbs. I'll leave the link in the description below for you. So let's take a look at the examples. I hope this lesson can get across the importance of learning new vocabulary in order to level up your English. I struggled to get my point across during the meeting because everyone kept interrupting me. The teacher tried to get the concept across to the students, but they seemed confused. So the phrasal verb get something across means to manage to make someone understand or believe something, or to manage to communicate an idea clearly. I hope I get the meaning of all these phrases across by the end of the lesson. Let me know in the comments below. The next one is used as a noun. Let's look at the examples. He finally got to tick off swimming with dolphins from his bucket list during his vacation in Hawaii. Skydiving is at the top of my bucket list. I've always wanted to experience that thrill. To be honest, I don't really have a bucket list, but one thing I want to do before I leave this world is write a book. By the way, do you have a bucket list? If you do, leave me a comment below writing bucket list, or you can also write something you've been able to tick off from your bucket list. So a bucket list is a list of goals, experiences, or achievements that a person would like to do or accomplish before they kick the bucket, which is an informal way of saying before someone dies. I think everyone should have a bucket list. It will help them focus on their dreams and aspirations. And the next expression is, it's on the tip of my tongue. I just can't remember it right now. Just kidding. I was actually giving you an example. Let's take a look at some others. The movie we watched last week was great, but it's on the tip of my tongue. What was the name? I've heard that name before. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember where from. The title of that book, it's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't get it out now. If something that you want to say is on the tip of your tongue, you think you know it, but you can't quite get it out at the moment you want to say it. But you think you will be able to remember it very soon. The next one is highly used by native speakers in their daily conversations, so make sure you write it down. Let's take a look at the examples. Thanks for the invitation to the concert, but I'm afraid I can't make it. I'll be out of the town that weekend. I would love to join you for dinner tonight, but I'm afraid I can't make it. Something came up at work. I wanted to meet up for coffee this Friday afternoon, but I'm afraid I can't make it. How about next Friday instead? I'm afraid I can't make it is an expression that is used to politely decline an invitation or suggestion. It's a way of saying I want to be able to attend, participate in something, or I want to be able to accept your invitation. Although I would like to, but I won't be able to do it. The next one is an idiom. I'm also obsessed with idioms. You can go and watch a video I have about idioms after the one related to phrasal verbs. Anyways, let's take a look at the examples. I've been thinking whether to move to a new city, but I can't make up my mind. I can't make up my mind about which movie to watch. There are so many good options. She can make up her mind about whether to accept the job offer or to stay at her current company. The idiom she can't make up her mind, for example, is often used to say that someone is struggling to make a decision. So if you find it difficult to make a decision or choice, you can say, I can't make up my mind. The next one is another phrasal verb. Try to find it in the examples. So, computerization has enabled us to do away with a lot of paperwork. More and more restaurants are planning to do away with paper menus and switch to digital versions for a more sustainable approach. In an effort to reduce waste, the government is planning to do away with single-use plastic bottles. This phrasal verb means to stop using something or to eliminate something. For example, we can say, more families think it's time to do away with homework over the weekends and give children more free time. So now you know a more advanced way of saying that something needs to be eliminated. Oh, this one is one of my favorites. Let's look at the examples. The rise in global temperatures is a wake-up call for us all to take climate change more seriously. The car accident was a serious wake-up call that made me rethink my driving habits. Losing my job was a real wake-up call that made me realize I needed to step out of my comfort zone and change my career path. So if something that happens is a wake-up call, it means that you need to take action to change a certain situation. It's basically an event that makes you realize that there is a problem that you need to do something about. Oh, this one is another highly used expression. I'll tell you something off the record, so don't tell anyone. Let me give you some other examples. The politician agreed to answer my questions, but only off the record, so I couldn't use the information in my article. She told me off the record that she's considering leaving the company, but she doesn't want anyone to know yet. I can tell you some off-the-record information, but please don't share it with anyone. It's confidential. So off-the-record is used to describe something said in confidence. So if someone says something off the record, they don't want the information to be considered official. So they don't want the information to be published or shared. It will probably be official soon, but up until that moment is not official yet, so that's why they say it's off the record and you shouldn't publish it. And for the last one, I have another idiom. Let's put it in some example sentences. The deadline for the project is set in stone. We can't extend it. We have decided on a schedule for our trip, but it's not set in stone. We can make changes on the go. These new rules are not set in stone. If they don't work, we'll change them. So if something is set in stone, it means that it's very difficult or impossible to change it. And if you use it with the negative form, not set in stone, it means that it's something that you can still make changes, you see? So for example, do you have any plans for this weekend? Oh, I might go to the cinema or visit my family. Nothing set in stone. It means that you can still make changes to those plans. Thank you so much if you made it till the very end of the video. Now you have 10 more expressions that you can use right away to sound more natural and more confident when speaking English. Remember, use them or lose them. Thank you so much. Smash that like button if you learned something new. Remember to subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next one.